Teleportation case in the Philippines. So here's how the story goes. Once upon a time, there was a brave Spanish soldier stationed in the Philippines. One day, while he was on duty, something miraculous happened. Without any warning or explanation, the soldier found himself instantly teleported back to his homeland of Spain. As he materialized on Spanish soil, the soldier was in complete awe and disbelief. He couldn't comprehend how he had traveled such a vast distance in a matter of seconds. Confused and disoriented, he frantically searched for answers. After reorienting himself, the soldier soon discovered that he was not alone in this fantastical experience. Word had spread of similar teleportations happening to other soldiers stationed in various parts of the world. It seemed that this unexplained phenomenon was not unique to him alone. Eager to make sense of it all, the soldier embarked on a quest to unravel the mystery surrounding these abrupt teleportations. Along with his fellow soldiers, they consulted scholars, scientists, and even sought the guidance of clergymen. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, yet the origin and purpose of these teleportations remained elusive. Despite tireless efforts, the soldier and his comrades were left with nothing more than speculation and theories. As time went on, the soldier began to accept that the true nature of their teleportation might forever remain a mystery. Nevertheless, he realized that he had been granted a unique opportunity. Instead of dwelling on the unknown, he resolved to use his sudden return to Spain as a chance to reconnect with loved ones, embrace his homeland, and immerse himself in the familiar sights, sounds, and flavors that he had missed dearly. With his new perspective, the soldier began to appreciate the beauty of his surroundings with fresh eyes. He visited cherished places, indulged in traditional Spanish cuisine, and shared stories of his adventures in the Philippines. He realized that, regardless of the unanswered questions surrounding his teleportation, he could find joy and fulfillment in the present moment. And so, the Spanish soldier continued to live his life to the fullest, cherishing each experience as a gift. He remained grateful for the opportunity to return to his homeland, allowing the mystery of his teleportation to become a part of his extraordinary journey. Who is this Spanish soldier? What's behind this story, which is still covered in mystery up to this day? Now let's find out on our featured episode of Kutsuro Stories. Now before that, please like and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to hit the notification bell to get notified on any new stories. You can also write your suggestion and comments below. Let's begin. Gil Perez, first teleportation case in the Philippines. In fiction, ESP, time travel, and teleportation are common story arcs. Just try counting how many books, movies, or television shows were released this year that feature time-defying tropes. And why not? It's a fascinating concept, especially since physicists say it's completely possible. Most times, however, the truth is stranger than fiction. Take for example the Moberly Jourdain incident, in which two women, Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, claimed to have time-traveled while visiting the Palace of Versailles in 1901. The story goes that, after they got lost while walking through the gardens to the Petit Trianon, the two noticed that everything looked out of the ordinary, as if they were in a living picture. They even claimed to have come across Marie Antoinette, insinuating they had experienced a haunting or they had time-traveled to the 18th century. Though the incident has been repeatedly debunked and labeled a hoax, it's still something to think about. While the Moberly Jourdain incident remains to be one of the most well-known supernatural urban legends, years before, there was the mysterious case of Spanish soldier Gil Perez, who allegedly teleported from Manila to Mexico in the 16th century. Gil Perez was a Spanish soldier during the early years of Spain's rule in the Philippines. As a member of the Guardia Civil, he worked for the Gobernador General as a palace guard. One day, however, in October 1593, the 7th Gobernador General Gomez Perez das Marinas was assassinated by Chinese pirates during an expedition in the Moluccas. Das Marinas' death made for quite a hectic time considering he hadn't decided on a successor, with several prominent Spaniards vying for the spot. With such tense conditions, Perez was guarding the palace when he reportedly began to feel dizzy and exhausted. He then leaned against the wall and dozed off for a few seconds, but when he opened his eyes he was surprised to see that he was in a completely different place. When he asked a bystander where he was told that he was in Plaza Mayor, now known as Zocalo, in Mexico City. Soon, guards in New Spain got wind of Perez thanks to his claims and his strange Manila uniform. He was brought to the authorities, including the Viceroy of New Spain, Luis de Velasco, whose palace was where he was transported to. Though understandably shocked, Perez managed to answer all of their queries in great detail, including the assassination of Das Marinas, which, since it had only happened the night before, would not be proven until months later. While the Viceroy was pleased with Perez's explanations, it was only time until religious officials got involved. He was turned over to the Holy Office of the Inquisition, commonly known as the Spanish Inquisition, for further questioning. From Mexico, he was taken to Santo Domingo in the Caribbean, where he was placed in jail for desertion and being a servant of the devil. As a loyal and decorated soldier, Perez took everything in stride and cooperated with the authorities. It was even said that he preferred being jailed over fighting the jungle men of the Philippines. Eventually, he was found to be a devout Christian and, coupled with his good conduct, he wasn't charged with any crime. But still, the authorities didn't know what to do with the unique situation and kept him imprisoned until they came to a solid decision. One day, a Spanish galleon arrived in Acapulco to reveal all of Perez's claims about the Gobernador General were true. He was recalled to Mexico, where some of the passengers even recognized him as a palace guard. With this, he was freed and sent back on the next ship to Manila. Perez's story has since become legend. It's been recounted in books and stories by several authors, including American folklorist Thomas Allibone Junvia, Washington Irving, Luis González Obregón, Gaspar de San Agustin, Antonio de Morga, and even José Rizal. The tale may seem far-fetched, but, centuries later, people are still trying to explain it. Maybe a visit to the Palacio del Gobernador, the site of the former residence of the Gobernador General during the Spanish colonial era, in Intramuros will do for now. It's important to note that the story of Gil Perez is considered a historical urban legend and lacks concrete evidence or verification. Like many historical legends, it may have been embellished or distorted over time, making it challenging to determine its accuracy. Regardless, the story remains a fascinating piece of folklore and has been retold in various forms by different authors and historians.